Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So, I've got the new, well, it's not really new, but I ordered some KKW only because I've heard or watched a lot of reviews on it. I wanted to see how this works for mature skin. I've heard a lot of good things about the brightening powder for your under eye. So I wanted to kind of pair it with, it's very, very fine. It feels very silky to the touch. And I wanted to pair it with my Osmosis other products and see how it feels. I think I got the shade number 1. And this is really light. Maybe I could have got number 2. We'll see. We'll work with it. I hope everybody's doing great today. It's Friday. Yay. So I have my brows on. And that's why I look weird. I swear to... I just never like the way it is with just brows. So my Osmosis Satin Foundation is almost gone. I do have a backup, but there's so much kind of left in the bottle, and I don't want to waste it. So I just use my little wand and put it on. I'm going to use Morphe blender and blend her in with a tapping motion. So what are you guys doing this weekend? I am going to go to Walmart and turn on my camera, and I'm going to show you some, I think I'm going to have Tim hold my camera, and will show you some ingredients. Yes, I'm actually going to get it done this weekend. Truth be told, I'd rather be at the horse show, which is in Illinois, which, you know, it's like 5 hours away, and I'm staying home this one. I don't know how I feel about it. I love to compete, but I think I'm kind of looking for a different horse to compete with, which isn't a bad thing. I want to make sure that I am paired up with the right horse, so I can get the most out of my competitions. So it's a really expensive sport, so that's my thoughts, although I would love to be competing this week, of course. I mean, it's in my blood. I don't think there's a daggone thing I can do about it, but just compete. It's like part competition is like hardwired into my brain. So I'm gonna try the KKW concealer. And I did put on my moisture stick because to me the key is having that extra moisture under the eye, especially for a mature face. And we'll see how it goes. And I will check back in with you, and I'll do my check-in at Walmart. And we'll see how it's wearing. If I'm getting cracks or anything like that. It is pretty light. That's okay, we can always warm it up. Been trying to make sure I get brightening right here into the inner corner. I've been trying that little trick, and it really kind of makes a difference. That kind of makes a difference. Just making sure. And I need a mirror closer up because looking in a camera is not easy. I say that all the time, don't I? It looks pretty blended close up, but I'm going to do my trick. Press. You can give it a firm press. It won't hurt you. It doesn't hurt your eyes. Firm pressing is just fine. It will not damage your skin. It's the rubbing and the pulling that really damages it. So I'm going to use number 2 baking powder, but I'm not really going to bake it. Baking for mature skin to me is just like, ugh. If I can get the container open, which I guess I should have tried before the video. And I didn't. And it isn't easy. It's pretty well, locked on there. It has a little screen and a peel off that is in here. So I'm going, if I can get in it, I'm going to get in here, which seems, there it goes, almost impossible because I'm on video. If I didn't have my camera on, it would come off in like 4 seconds. Because that is how it goes when you're filming videos. Everything that isn't convenient is kind of what happens. And it always makes me realize that I should have opened it beforehand. So I'm going to put some powder in the lid and gonna tap off. And I'm just tapping onto my under eye. And I always set my nose kind of with the baking, whatever I'm baking with. Actually, I'm just setting my under eye so I don't get cracks during the day. I'm going to set my foundation with my Osmosis Press Based. Yes. Still loving it. Yes, I highly recommend it. And yes, if I can find my brush for it, I got it. Still loving E41 for this. I've got a lot of natural light today. I hope that's looks nice for you guys. I know my lighting is usually not the greatest, but I'm trying. So I hope you guys like the food information videos, the past 2 videos. Thought, you know, it's always great information to get out there how the body processes food. And it's so important as we age, especially. I was watching a medical conference video, go figure. It's me, right? And it actually was from, I think they were in Holland, I'm not for sure. But the guy was brilliant. He was a biochemist by trade, and he said his hobby was research, food research, meaning how does the body go with raw food, processed food, cooked food, what happens. He had a lot of blood work, the scales and models and comparative to mice, and it was fascinating. But my most favorite, well, there was a lot of favorites because I'm weird, but I loved when he said that this is his hobby. And he, of course, he's formally educated, biochemist or not, I could never probably pass that kind of intense courses, but he had great information, and of course I was transfixed to my video screen. I'm, learning all the time. Just as everyone else, learns their passion. So my two passions are writing, training to write better, and the human body. Aging in a new way. That's my passions. That's what drives me. What gets me up out of bed every day. What pushes me forward in life. And that's not, of course, not goes without saying that my people, my family, my 11-year-old, my husband, my 27-year-old, my people are my center. So my passions exist outside of my core center. I love being a mother, and that's kind of always been in my bones. And now that Madison's a little older, I'm also going to set my eyes with the KKW powder, setting powder, and we'll see how it goes. It's actually, to me, funner being a parent at this age than it was in my young times. It seems like I appreciate things more, things that she does, probably because I'm older. So I'm having a great time, and so is my husband. We talk about it quite a bit, and I'm just deciding what palette I should use today. We have a meeting to go to today, and just trying to pick out. I think we'll use, oh my gosh, are you guys shocked? Nudie Patootie. So let me get my favorite blender to go start with. 535 Morphe. I'm going to go right in with Stripped. I think I'll use my little mirror. What do you guys got planned for this weekend? My hope is that we can start interacting together. I think that's one of my big goals for my channel, is to actually interact with the viewers that I have. It doesn't matter that I don't have very many viewers. Like I said, I'm just going to keep plodding away and keep pumping out whatever information, through my studies, whatever good stuff, even the bad stuff. I share the bad stuff with you guys, so I'm not shy about sharing the bad stuff. And I forgot to tell you guys yesterday, my great news. I got my hair done yesterday, and I put up a video in my car as usual. I don't know why I get so pumped to talk on video after I get my hair done. But my hairdresser, I've shared with you guys, I had a lot of hair loss when I lost my hormones. It happens. It's totally pretty much medically normal when you dump your hormones at a very fast pace. Remember, I lost my ovaries. Hair loss kind of comes with it. And if your genetics has any type of hair loss with it, that kind of amplifies the road you're going down. So remember, genetics only point the way. So you have to steer the truck in the opposite direction. So you just have to be careful, knowing that your genome has certain things in it. You just have to be careful. You have to go the opposite direction of your genome. And since I could not go in the opposite direction, I lost a lot of hair. So I take hair, skin, and nails from Life Extension, of course. I mean, excellent compounders they use, excellent reputation, excellent supplement. And then I added extra biotin just by itself. I got it off the pure biotin off the Life Extension website, and it's not actually there, but it doesn't have their label on it, but they carry a few other brands on the Life Extension website. Not many, but a few. So I've added extra biotin, just plain biotin, into my supplement rounds. I've only noticed some hair growth, and then all of a sudden I have little tiny hairs and you can feel them. Just, they were up front. So I was like, oh wow, okay. And they were, over here. And then when my hairdresser's parting my hair off and coloring my hair, she said, you have little hairs all over your head. They're not very long, but they're there everywhere. So I had to share that with you guys. I was so excited that I think also controlling my sugars are coming, as I shared with you guys, way down. And that helps the hair also, because you do get thinning hair if you don't have good blood sugars. That's another thing. It's like, as I always tell you guys, the body is one mechanism basically, and everything talks to each other. It's a busy, busy place in there. And when something isn't right, it's reflected in your overall health. You can see it in people, you can see it in their hair, you can see it in their nails. I remember I talked to you about the importance for your skin as you're aging and the barrier to take ceramides. They're so important. I can't stress enough how important a good ceramide is to take for your health. And of course, any age would benefit from ceramides, but you really, really, really need them in the aging process. Your skin won't collapse. I talked about back of the hand is where we see aging a lot more than other places. And Susan had a live Facebook video up again, and she actually talked about the back of her hands. She said that it isn't fair and she doesn't like it because the rest of her looks okay. Like, yeah, she has wrinkles, yes, she has signs of aging, but she's okay with it. She's healthy, she has a brain, she has her bones, she has a good body weight, which helps us all function at our maximum potential. And she just talked about how crappy she thought it was that aging the back of our hands, how unfair it was, because it's so hard, especially because she's 20 years, a little bit than 20 years older than I am, and it's hard to hide those signs on the back of your hand, and we want to hide them. And I don't see no issues with hiding the signs of aging. She uses like organic tanner that she sells on her website to help her signs of aging on the back of her hand. So it's kind of covers them and shimmers them up a little, and they're great tips. Let me see. I think I'm just going to use the white shade in here. And I did pack on a little bit of concealer. So remember, I was trying that trick for my little creases and folds, yes, of my aging eyes. I did dampen my brush and I'm gonna pat. Use a patting motion. Morphe M421. It's a great packing brush. I really, really like it. And the tapping motions really kind of help you pack on color and build. And I love packing on color and building. Usually it's really worth the patience, and the end result is usually amazing. And remember, I always remind you that packing on color does not look good. It isn't like a pretty thing. And you look at your eyes and you're like, ooh, I've got like lines and separations. And I'm going to use my Anastasia palette, Glow Kit. Just going to pat over the top for a little bit of shimmer. And every time I use the concealer trick on my eyelids, my eyeshadow doesn't have all these little lines in it or creases. Ugh, it's such a great tip. I get so frustrated, especially if it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm trying to pack on color and it's got little tiny lines all over my eyelids, because I just don't have a lot of territory up here. So the territory I do have, I don't want it to crack and crease and have these little tiny micro fractures in it. That's because my eyelids are looser at this age. So they show more cracks. I know it sounds weird, but I hope what I'm saying makes sense to you guys. If you have that happening to you, I'm just trying to share tips about helping not have cracks and little tiny creasings in your eyeshadow makeup. And this tip has really been working for me. I'm just going back with my blender, the 535, and I'm just blending so we don't have what we did have. And I only tap just a tiny bit of product because I'm overlaying this bottom crease area in my eyelid. And then with no additional product, I'm just going back and forth so we don't have any like 1, 2, 3 lines. So I'm gonna darken up my outer corner. And remember, when you invest in products, you can use them. You can get pretty much any way you want to. You can get the most bang for your buck. And I'm just deepening my outer corner with a darker shade. But I'm not going in, full tilt. I'm just going in a little bit. Just making my eyeballs look bigger and rounder. And I still have not used any of the KKW Brightening Powder and the under eye brightener. And I'll use that at the very end. And I just need to put on bronzer and blush. And we're pretty much done. That was quick eye, although I'm sure you guys are like, quick. Then I'm just going back in with my blender and just rubbing back and forth. So I'm going to put on some bronzer with my favorite bronzer brush. I'm still on this brush. Still loving it. Let's go with Hourglass, of course. Diffused Bronze Light, one of my faves. I don't think I could live without these bronzers now. I mean, they are everything. Get right up in your hairline. Don't be afraid of it. It won't hurt you. Just make sure you tap off before you go in hard. Rub lightly. Don't like smack your face around. You kind of use your bronzer down here kind of like a blush. You're placing it in the same location, and then you run your real blush, per se, right into it, and you give yourself some shadowing under your jaw, because my jaw is not what it once used to be. So I'm going to grab the Summertime Blush, Osmosis Peony. Since I went with a more pinky toned eyeshadow, I'm going to stay with my Peony. And you run this right back into your bronzer so everything seamlessly moves together and is blended together. And I'm going to try the under eye brightening powder. So I'm going to sweep away any additional powder that was under my eye from setting. Now, I'm using my same setting brush for my under eye. I love this brush. I use it every day to brighten my under eye. And the palette that I am been using all the time is my Park Avenue Princess palette by Tarte. I showed you guys that many times, so let's try what this does for us. And let's just get in close and personal. Yay. And sweep under. Okay, let me look in my mirror. Yeah. Can you guys see the brightening? I don't know. I don't see creasing per se. I see a little bit of creasing that I don't normally see. So I'm going to take that back. I do see some creasing that I normally don't have with my Osmosis. But it's very pretty. I think maybe the concealer has a little bit more creasing than I'm used to. I think from a distance, like from your total look, would be acceptable. But I don't particularly care for it. These mirrors in here, though, are amazing. And I am using my Tarte Mascara, the one made from clay, so it isn't a toxin to the eye. And it is still the same gifted. And I absolutely love this mascara. Still in love with it. Still trying to choose better for you, better for your skin, products. And Tarte does have the reputation of using better ingredients, and it is a good thing. I like to make sure that I'm purchasing, as much as I possibly can, purchasing products that are good for me. I won't sacrifice a great eyeshadow, but there are a couple eyeshadow brands on Premier Look, Glow Skin, and they're mineral based. I have not purchased them, and I have not tried them. So far, I'm using regular eyeshadow because it blends well the best and it wears the best. So I'm going to show you guys how to tight line with that Marc Jacobs eyeliner. And it really, really looks nice on, I have hazel eyes. And I believe, you know, it would look nice on any eye color. But especially hazel eyes. This is Marc Jacobs. And the color is brown. And brown out. So I twist it up and open up wide and rub. It is not the easiest thing to do in the camera. So let me try to do it up close and personal. I know it feels weird and you make really weird faces when you're doing it. You're like, ugh. And you can line your waterline with this. Give yourself a little definition. This is a great eyeliner. Those gel eye pencils are amazing. I just think they look really, really nice. This is one way you can define your eye without closing the eye space, because you don't want to line on top and underneath like super, super big, because it closes the space of the eye up. And you want to always have the most space to work with. You want to always you always want to accentuate the good. And I'm still leaning on more on the outside edges of the lashes. So I have a difference. I don't go so hard in the front half of my eyelashes. I'm not wearing lashes today. I'm just using my lashes. So I'm putting on just a couple of coats. And this stuff is pretty potent, so it doesn't take a lot. And I have Glow Skin Beauty up here in my bucket. Lip, don't fall out. I'm actually doing a lip, I know. And I'm going to do my same technique with my Hourglass palette, just tapping on all three shades, tapping off, just giving myself a tiny, tiny bit. Not going crazy, just giving myself some, what do you call that, inner glow. So, this is Cupcake. And I swear to you, still, the best formula for lip gloss I have ever used. It's the most long wearing, and let's admit, we eat our lip gloss all day. We eat it. It's unavoidable. And we eat it. So to find a good for you lip gloss that looks absolutely gorgeous, keeps its gloss, keeps its sheen, keeps every kind of integrity I've eaten with it. I do touch up during the day, but this stuff is amazing. Cannot recommend it more highly. Glow Skin Beauty off the Premier Look website. And they do, I did look up to see that Glow Skin had their own website, but I do order it right off Premier Look, because you earn points and stuff. So I'm gonna let you guys go. And I took my hair down, shock, but I had a great hairdresser time. So of course my hair looks Really, really nice. Great straightening job that she does. And I'm going to let you know to see if this cracking or creasing gets any worse throughout the day. So I have some that I don't particularly care for, but what I'm going to do is tap on the brightening powder with my finger. And we're just going to tap on with my finger, and you can see it right away. It's a gorgeous powder. I'm not denying that. So let's hope for the best, and I'll put some brightening on my nose, and I'll check in later today and let you guys know how it's going. And my fingers are crossed. Love you guys, and I will see you at Walmart.